Do you remember Vine? No, not grapevines that grow the food you eat or the exercise you did in high school gym class. The social media platform Grapevine. Well, it seems like if you blinked, you missed it. For those who understandably don't recall, Vine used to be a video hosting social media website which allowed users to create and share 6-second videos. The service was somewhat TikTok before TikTok. At its 2014 peak, TikTok had 200 million active users. To put that number in perspective, that's about the number of downloads in the United States TikTok has had. In fact, research firm 7Park data says 3.64% of all Android users opened Vine in August 2014. To put the concept in context, you could say that Vine tried to do to YouTube vlogs the same thing that Twitter did to traditional blogs. Twitter advertises itself as a microblogging social media platform because of its character length restrictions and social features. Follows, retweets, etc. Like business blogs, Twitter can also be seen as an effective marketing tool. Similarly, Vine was a microblogging platform because of its video length restriction combined with similar social features. Consequently, it makes a lot of sense that Vine was acquired by Twitter for $30 million before the app even launched. It presented Twitter with a convenient opportunity to compete with the considerably bigger social media giants like Facebook and Google, in a space that related to Twitter very well in scope and function. Why did such a seemingly sure success fail so quickly? Today's video clarifies the confusion. Before the video reveals reasons, no, this channel doesn't want to fail like Vine. Consider helping us grant that wish by clicking the like button and subscribing for more content. It takes less time than watching a Vine video, and the channel has a lot more substance. The creators of Vine had withdrawn from the company, which was now owned by Twitter. Twitter had previously acquired Vine for $30 million in October 2012, which was even before the company launched in 2013. Twitter's then marketing head had planned to make it a big content platform. But later, all the three co-founders quit. Dom Hoffman quit in 2014 to pursue a new startup. Colin Kroll followed him later that year. Russ Yusupov, who was the creative director at Vine, was laid off by Twitter. He had even tweeted later that year, "Don't sell your company." When a company is acquired, it does have an impact on the workforce and management, but not as much as when a company's founders or co-founders quit. And this was a problem, as the later managers who were appointed by Twitter to take over Vines were not doing a great job of saving the company. These poorly taken management choices had a big impact on the downfall of the app that brought us stars like King Bach and Amanda Cerny. Though key members and co-founders parted during Vince's termination time, competition kept coming. During the times Vine was out, and we are talking 2013, many competitors started to emerge. Facebook, Instagram and Snapchat decided to up their game, and they too released similar features on their apps. For example, Instagram had released a 15-second video feature, and Snapchat had already released a 10-second looping feature on its platform as well. This significantly affected the user base, as well as the stars on Vine, as they were all looking to shift towards these applications. The management at Twitter was not able to do much to catch up, and soon, nothing was differentiating about Vine and other applications. This soon began to shift against their favor, as after 2014, which was their greatest year, the company saw steady declines in revenues and profits. Vine could not adapt to the changes in social media, and the company was not able to identify the users' needs. Moreover, YouTube, Instagram, and other social media platforms had good monetization programs in place, which Vine resisted. They also had an unsustainable advertising model and could not draw in top marketers and advertisers to generate revenue for their stars. Vine also got non-periodic funds from Twitter after their buy-in. Of course, no management can succeed with subpar subordinates. Vine knows that fact all too well. As mentioned earlier, many stars who started out on Vine later moved on to Instagram, YouTube, and other social media apps because it was more lucrative for them, and Twitter was doing all it could to retain their top talents. The social media giant hired the top marketers and advertising agencies to help promote their stars and their platform. But looking at competitors, many marketers slowly began shifting away from Vines. The top 12 stars of Vine also tried to strike a deal with them. They proposed that they should get paid and treated fairly for using the app when considered to competitors. An approximate figure for Twitter, considering improvements and bug fixes for the Vine platform and the payouts to their creators, would have been close to $21.6 million paid frequently. Twitter was even considering it, but this could not keep up with the monetization programs that other apps offered. Also, even though Vine had a close-knit community of creators, companies like YouTube have special programs for their content creators to keep them happy. 3.5 years is a long time to have us posting on your platform for free, a top Vine talent said in a conversation with BuzzFeed. Well, Twitter's management choices were not helping either. Remember when we said that Twitter had taken some big decisions after the three co-founders, Don Hoffman, Colin Kroll, and Russ Yusupov left? Jason Toth took over Vine in 2014 and led the company for 2 years, after which he went on to pursue virtual reality projects with Google. Hannah Donovan became the general manager in March, and her previous experience with her music startups. Her lack of experience with running a company like Vine led to employees thinking that her being hired might start the end for Vine. Ankur Thakur, who was Vine's editorial head from 2014 to 2016, said that most of the problems that Vine faced had a single source, and that was a lack of unity and the lack of leadership with a vision. If Twitter had strongly committed to innovating the platform, kept their content creators happy, and their users engaged with new features, the result would have been much different for the 6-second video clip platform. The main problem with Vine was that it just was not able to keep up with the competitors and was not able to sustain growth and revenues, which ultimately was because of poor management decisions on Twitter's end. While management competence was arguably quite low, Twitter tried to keep user satisfaction high. Twitter did many things to keep their content creators and users happy, even though Vine generated constant losses. The company considered integrating the app into Twitter's platform, but this was faced with criticism, as this meant that Vine was not even considered a standalone company anymore. As mentioned before, Twitter even considered paying a huge sum to their top 12 talents so that they keep promoting their content on Vine and engage more users on the platform. Additionally, they also talked to marketing agencies and advertisers to make sure these talents were happy. But when none of them seemed to work, Twitter had no choice but to kill off Vine. In consequence, Twitter had to lay off 9% of their workforce, and one of them who got laid off was the co-founder and creative head of Vine himself. But surprisingly, Twitter did not suffer a great loss because of this. They kept the platform running even after announcing a shutdown, so that viewers can continue to see their favorite Vines, but just not create any. Twitter also tried selling the company, but not a single potential buyer fishing to revamp a once popular social media platform bit into Twitter's asking price. On the contrary, Twitter reportedly received multiple offers short of $10 million. That amounts to less than what it cost Twitter to run Vine in a single month. Hopefully you're more satisfied with the time you spent watching this video than Twitter is in the money it spent, or rather wasted, on Vine. Vine swung from the public eye and TikTok's time is now. Hopefully you enjoyed our investigation into this ghost of social media past. Clearly, Twitter isn't haunted by it, given the platform's continued success today. If you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the like button and smashing subscribe to never miss another video. Thank you so much for watching.